Hopefully you've made it through your other classes today. Um, there's no easy way to do this, so we're just going to segue right into class. Um, and the first assignments actually are going to relate right to the climate of today. But before March break, we were looking at ethical issues, and we're going to continue with that, and we're going to use COVID-19 as part of it. But for the first couple of days, I've shown you here what we're going to look at for the first little bit. This is kind of a work in progress. It's new for you. It's new for me. We'll work it through together. Um, if you happen to have questions during class time, you'll be able to get an immediate response. I will be available either through Zoom if you want to talk about something, or if you want an EDSB message, I will respond immediately. Please do not post in the feed as it will get very cluttered very quickly. So send me an EDSB message, and during our class time, so which is usually whatever that is, we finish at 1. So from 12 to 1 or around that time, I will be available specifically for this class to answer questions in a timely manner. If you happen to have questions outside of class time, you can still EDSB message me. I just might not respond immediately as I have other classes that I am engaging with during that time. So let's just dive into it. For today, today's Tuesday. Today we're going to take exactly what's on everybody's mind, the COVID-19 virus, and taking a look at what Canada is doing and what businesses might be doing, and also taking a look very closely at perhaps how it's affecting people in your life as well. So you're going to complete your work in OneNote. There's going to be 3 separate assignments. Assignment 3, I'm going to consider homework. The other 2 you should be able to finish in class in a class time. It's going to require a little bit of research, but you should be able to finish it definitely within the hour of class time if you're working in a meaningful way. Again, I recognize working at home, you might take breaks, you might do it at different times, but I am expecting that that will be finished on Tuesday as part of our class. So let's say Tuesday by 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. is when I'll check. And I will be keeping tabs to see if people are engaging in meaningful ways every day. So for some of you, that's an easy expectation. For others of you, you are going to have to exercise a bit more discipline than what you have before the March break in terms of completing some of this work. But together we'll make it happen. So today is Tuesday. We're going to be completing these 3 assignments. So in your OneNote, I have given you 3 assignments. I have made a new folder in OneNote called School at Home. So all of you will have a School at Home. And so that way we can keep tabs between what was due before March break and what we are now doing because of School at Home. And so the first 3 assignments are listed here. So the first one is COVID-19, the government response. You may have watched the Prime Minister on a daily basis almost. He's talking to Canadians in terms of what the government is doing. So we're going to take a look at what the government is doing to help Canadians, but also to help businesses through financial support. And so I've provided a document, link to a document that outlines the government response. And um, so support for Canadians, individuals who need it most, taxpayers, mortgages, people who have homes if they're losing their jobs or are cut back in hours. Mortgage is a big part of their expenses. And then the financial institutions, and then also looking at businesses and trying to keep businesses open and their employees in a hopefully with a meaningful income still. So I'm going to ask you to read this document and summarize these key points. So in your OneNote, I've copied and pasted those. So 4 about supporting Canadians and 5 about supporting businesses. And I just want you to summarize each section. So the first one is support for individuals who need it most. And so if you scroll down, you're going to see some information here. Um, and it goes through the different titles. Um, and so income support for those who need it most. I'm actually going to add these ones into the list as well so that you can just summarize what is the government doing to help us as Canadians and then also us as businesses to make it through this difficult time. And it's going to be tough. And some of you, your family owns businesses, but no doubt everybody has people in their life who work somewhere at least, and those businesses have been affected as well. So that is assignment one, to summarize this document. What is the government trying to do in terms of providing support? And I'm not looking for a novel, because if I want the novel, I'll just read this article myself, which I have. But I'm more looking for like 3 sentences per, not a cut and paste, do not cut and paste, but a 3 sentences about what is the government doing to try to help in these different areas. Okay, and then the second one is going to, you may be watching the news regularly, maybe you're not. And if you're not, this is going to require a bit more action. But I'm looking for you to find 2 examples of businesses that have made positive changes to their business uh, to help fight the spread of the virus. I want positive ones, not negative. So I don't want them talking about laying people off or reducing hours or closing their doors. Those are real. Those are real. Those are absolutely, that's the reality of today. But I'm looking for some of the positive stories that are out there. So I provided you with one example. Um, there's 2 places in the US where Walmart has opened drive-through testing sites for healthcare workers. So Walmart, not for their employees, it's not self-serving in that way. It's for healthcare workers, the people who are on the front lines, who are coming in contact with the virus on a regular basis. And so they have provided 2 drive-through sites in Juliet and in North Lake, which is in the US, um, in order for them to have access to testing without having to go through all the other steps. There's all kinds of things in place there, but that's just my summary of that current event in terms of what a business is doing to help make a positive change right now, either for the community or for their employees. There's examples in Canada, there's examples in the US. It can come from anywhere in the world, but I want you to try to find 2 examples of companies that are doing something positive in light of the coronavirus right now. So those 2 assignments you should be able to finish in class time. And then the third assignment is an interview. Um, and so it has affected all of us and the businesses that we work for, or that our parents work for, or that our neighbors work for. And so I want you to find someone that you can interview. Obviously, social distancing is important. Um, if you're going outside your home, the phone is a very good way to go at this, but I just want you to ask them a few questions. So you're going to interview them in terms of what actions have they taken, what are they thinking about taking um, in the next week or in the next months or in the next years. What's their biggest concern for their business and their employees? And this is a heavy question. People are really worried about this right now, and understandably so. And when you're finished talking to them about their business, I want you to take some time, and this is your response, not their response. Don't ask them this question. I want you to think about it as you think about yourself as a business, possibly a business leader in the future. But what do you think the future holds for this business, the one that you interviewed, and other businesses like it? So, what is the future going to look like? This isn't a right or wrong question. Just what have you heard? What are you listening to? What do you think? And then what words of advice would you give to a current business owner? Because they're all really worried right now. So, what advice do you have? What advice have you heard other people say? And so that's your reflection on the COVID-19 right now. So that is day one with Tuesday. Again, the interview is going to be considered the homework portion, but the first 2 you should be able to finish within class time.